Hey yo, what's up, my beloved champions fam? It's the bad guy, WWE champion Zeke 4-0, back with a brand new video. And lo and behold, here we are once again. A new champion has debuted, another weekend contest, tons of weekend festivities all the way around, but all good things must come to an end. Well, that's where we're at right here and now when it pertains to the Summer Swelter Weekend Contest, the official debut of modern era technician Julius Creed of the Creed Brothers. So, let's just get right into it. First and foremost, I want to sincerely apologize for falsified information that I gave out in a previous video. When it pertained to the Summer of Darkness Gauntlet Blitz, that went live, and I was saying, and I was swearing up and down on it, that basically you were not going to be able to participate in this blitz if you did not have Julius Creed on your roster. I sincerely apologize. That is on me tenfold. I read it incorrectly. All you needed was Tiffany Stratton so you could get the bonus goodies, a couple of shards of modern era powerhouse Cody Rhodes. The story continues. So you needed two champions to fill it out. Obviously, you could have ran whatever you wished, and basically you could have kept it going and rolling. It looked like for me, you just needed a top tier waifu to go alongside your Tiffany Strat. So, with that out of the way, I also want to speak on something that is near and dear to my heart because, as you all know, the bad guy loves to dabble when it comes to the polls. So, can I talk to you? Let me talk to you. Yeah, this was definitely a weekend for me where I decided to take it easy on the polls. Now, as you all know by now, and if not, you're about to get very, very familiar, I did go ahead and sign up for the Universal Champions Club. So, with that new update that they did on the portal, I was given one of the prestige drops, which was a free loophole to do on the Summer Swelter loot. But that is as far as I went when it pertained to this loot banner. As I mentioned in a previous video, make sure to check out past content as well as look out for what's coming around the corner. This banner is a very solid banner because I basically referred to Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle in the sense of there are going to be certain characters that you release with banners that could have the absolute worst drops on it, but because of the character, it's going to push and move units. When I'm looking at characters like Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, when these guys drop, even Hulk Hogan, when these characters are utilized within this IP, they are going to make money for WWE champions. But then when you get a character like Julius Creed, some people know about him, some people don't care about him, but he is the new shiny toy. You have to make it worthwhile. And they did exactly that with the banner and the characters that are on him. Alongside the Universal Champions Club update, we got a lot of those characters, top-notch characters, made available, or at least a chance at them to be made available to you if properly recruited on this banner. And it basically corresponds with the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle effect. Whenever a brand new Gogeta or Vegito is dropped, similar to The Rock, Stone Cold, Roman Reigns, right? They're going to sell. They know what characters are dropped. They know what characters don't move as much. They drop Gogeta or Vegito, they're going to make money. They drop a Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, or 4, they're going to make money. They even release Brawly, whether Legendary Super Saiyan or Dragon Ball Super version, they're going to make money. But when it comes to characters like Captain Ginyu or Bulma or even a Chi-Chi or a Krillin, you got to make it worthwhile. Either you make that character super cracked or you make the banner that's going to be released and launched with them absolutely immaculate so you have that FOMO going up and down your spine, the fear of missing out. And that is exactly what they did right here with Julius Creed. After watching Champions Chat, I tip my hat. He's still a great champion even after the quote-unquote nerf. Some people just are going to have to use a prop. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, if you're someone that's really stacked on text, it's not the end of the world if you miss out on him. But even if you weren't pursuing Julius, if you pulled on this banner, there are a lot of very good options here that even if you missed out on Julius, you had a chance at something else really good. And even if you got scoped, at least you know you pulled on a very strong banner. So that correspondent of champions and Dokkan battle is really simple right here. There are characters that are going to move, and then there's characters where if they're kind of an unknown or people don't really care for them, they're going to make the banner worthwhile. And this is evidence. Now, there have been times as well where they've released characters that people didn't really care for, and the banner was complete trash. Let alone the pulls on the banner were complete trash. But gotcha is going to gotcha, right? But nonetheless, I used my one pull on this banner. Kudos to anybody who was able to pull something really great, really, really good. I seen some people comment in my past videos, and they picked up some really good stuff from this banner. But this was a weekend where I had to stand 10 toes down on it. There's times where I feel like investing my disposable income, and there's times where I don't. I am teched out right now. I am genuinely teched out. I took up the Miz Must-See Superstar in order to fill out a line bonus for this past weekend's Faction Feud, and after that, I am good. I have a lot of good techs on my squad. But the key thing about this video is, and it's like I know some of y'all are watching like, get to the point already, yo. Listen, hey, yo. This is what I really want to speak on, because my life, just like yours, is a testimony of good times as well as bad times. But this was a good time for me, because although there were times where the FOMO was creeping up into my ear and say, pull something, baby. You know that you want to get down in the hard times. You got to do it for the people. You got to let them know what's going on. But at the end of the day, I had to be like, yo, nah, not today. So we were able to conquer a lot when it came to this weekend. We were able to do the best we could with these tours. Obviously, we missed out on Julius Creed's content, but we also were able to dominate in other places. We were able to knock out the Judgment Day tour on all nodes, thanks to the free-to-play Finn Balor that everyone got with his gear, with the +6 MP. Might have been a little tedious. Maybe we had to switch some things around. Maybe it could have been a tad difficult for you as well, but the opportunity was there without having to worry about missing out, because everyone had a chance to get ahead one way or the other. And we were able to clear out normal and hard mode as well as hell mode on that. Plus, we had the challenge tours. We knocked those out. We had a good striker for normal. We had a unique encounter with the tricksters for hard. And then we went all in and showed why we were the best in the world when it came to hell mode. And last but not least, even though I was at work, I did have an opportunity on break to film and record my gameplay for Brutus Creed, Modern Era Powerhouse, the MLC free-to-play champion for Summer of Darkness. Shout out to my boy Cash Beats for providing that instrumental. And yeah, that was probably the shortest and quickest video I ever done. But with that being said, we were able to capitalize and conquer a lot in this game, especially when it came down to Faction Feud. We were able to hit over 100 million on Feud score, and that was without purchasing the ladders, not the ladders. I'm thinking about ladders to riches because of the Miz. Awesome. No, we were able to conquer a lot within Faction Feud without purchasing any additional steps. We literally just utilized the ones that we picked up on the portal, as well as the one that we got from the Brutus Creed tour on Hell Mode. I believe it was right here on the Node 28. No, it was not on Node 28. Which one was it? It was one of these. Well, the Node 29. My apologies. But we were able to capitalize and get 2 of them, and we did not invest. Usually, I'd be down to spend 20 bucks. There's not what's 20 bucks in the grand scheme of things. Spend 20 bucks here, spend 20 bucks on the weekend of Flash Fuse. That's $40, let alone with the 4 weeks of backstage passes. So we're up to 80, and then a mega pull here and there. I got it properly structured out of when I want to invest, if there's a good banner, and when to hold off and just invest in the key things, right? But we were able to get through a lot of this. Now, I get that there's always going to be someone that watches these videos because I've seen it on the grandest of rosters and the lowest of rosters at the moment, where it's like, well, Zeke 4-0, look at your roster. It's easy for you to say that. Look, it took me a long time to build up this roster. And even with the roster that I have, like anything in life, you could be getting far ahead and then you realize, look, there's a bigger field out there. You're a small fish in a big pond, or you're a big fish in a small ocean. At the end of the day, there's always room for improvement. Yeah, I got a lot of heavy hitters, but I need to really work on my promoters, because I watched Davey D's video with Feud Regrets, and I see like, oh man, look at how many points he's getting from just having one of those promoters on one of his champions, you know? So we live and learn. There's always something to go about and do and improve. But at the end of the day, depending on where your roster's at, depending on what league you're on, depending on how much work, strategy, commitment you put in, persistence and consistency to just making the right moves, you'll be able to capitalize too. I literally am grateful, and I wanted to do this video. Yeah, I'm singing to the choir right now, but hear me out. This is definitely not going to be short, sweet, and brief as I thought. I was able to get very far ahead in this contest without spending money. And I like doing these things sometimes because it sends a message. Now, you could say now, because of the Universal Champions Club, oh, well, you cheated. You got the free loot and everything, and that counts towards. I get that. I understand that. You could say that too. You can always put an asterisk next to some of my moves and accomplishments. That's absolutely fine. But at the end of the day, a win is a win. Whether it's quarter a mile or half a mile, a win is a win, baby. So look, we were able to get through a lot. And by the thanks of God, we were able to conquer and dominate when it pertained to the war score. We got 100 in there. We would have got there sooner if I had done my promoters, but we were still able to get there. And obviously, kudos to all those who went above and beyond. My boy and my faction king, he went the distance, literally went the distance. No Disney Hercules. He went over and beyond for the fam, putting up over 200 million. And you know what? To some, that might be a lot. To some, that might be a little. But I love when everyone's firing on all cylinders. I'm grateful and I'm thankful for the faction family that I'm in, just like I was in the past and then now in the present. I can't wait to see what the future holds. But the feud played a big role with me getting to where I needed to, because I was doing the math. I'm like, yo, I really want to bring Bret Hart home this weekend. I really want to bring Tiffany Stratton home. So get through the feud. We knock out what we knock out. We didn't buy the early bird medallions or nothing. So in the end, realistically, with everything we were able to do, few requirements knocked out with Raw, Imperium, Alpha Academy, Strikers, Tech Miz, Braun Breaker. We were able to knock out a bunch of the requirements for the one contest that got us a little bit ahead. We knocked out the rewards and everything for the war score, all 100 million. So we were able to get those Blitz tickets, and we were able to do some runs on the Blitz. We were able to get 15 total for free 99. Didn't have to spend nothing. And as you can see right here, we have not made no purchases. Haven't purchased anything at all. And even the Finn Balor pack, I still look at it. Maybe I'll get it. Maybe I won't. I mean, it's 15, but at the end of the day, we were able to get so far ahead just by committing to the grind. And I'm glad to see champions get to a point now where you grind, you commit to the grind, and you get something out of it. Back in the day, you could commit to the grind and you weren't getting anything. And that's just the harsh reality of it. We were even able to get one of the chests, and we were able to pick up just one. I was hoping to really get the tested loyalty. Whenever you break 6 or more red gems, increase your red move damage by 75% for 2 moves, for 2 turns. And that was something that I was speaking on for my Rockin' Reigns legend powerhouse Roman Reigns. But I'm cool with internal vigilance. That's absolutely fine, because that came through highly, highly essential and clutch during this past feud weekend. But we did pick up one, and I know we're not getting any more. So we're going to go ahead. We're just going to claim this right here, because sometimes I want to do shorts on these things, and other times I'm like, no. So you know what? We got some yellow, and we got some purple right here. So we got those out of the way. But the big pickup here, the big grab that we got, was what went down when we did those blitzes. Again, I apologize for giving you the wrong information, but we came out big, because when we first started doing the runs, I was at 10 medallions. That's as much as I was able to pick up for free 99. That's the amount that I was able to get. I might have got a little bit more, but the point is, I was nowhere close to where I was going to get, because I literally thought, hey, looking at how many I'm getting, I'm probably just going to be able to walk away with the Thuganomics skill plate and the star fragments for Tech Charlotte to fill her out for the next faction feud prep. So for that talent up. But we ended up getting some crazy drops, and we were able to go the distance, and everything worked out to the point we're able to make this move here. We literally were able to get enough drops from the RNG, from the scope gods, to enable us to get the 300 shards we need to recruit Bret Hart, best there ever will be. So we are doing this live right here and now. And again, like I said, this was for free. And when you look at the faction feud, when you look at what they were able to do, and we're going to get the screenshot here. When you look at what you were allotted to do when it comes to those requirements, I get it. There, you could have got bonus rewards if you had the champ Sami Zayn as well as Julius Creed, and that would have got you further ahead. I had already done the math. I was only going to make it to the 6,300,000 point. That's as far as I was going to get by utilizing the Strikers, Raw, Imperium, Alpha Academy, Tech Miz, as well as, I believe, I'm missing one, Braun Breaker, using Powerhouse Braun. Yes, I dusted off Powerhouse Braun, and I literally started off my feud by utilizing all of them, because it kept me underneath with my notoriety. It allowed me to have a lower overall, and I was able to get them knocked out sooner rather than later, and then I could just go ahead and commit the sweep with my 6-star golds until after the fact. But things were looking hard. They were looking harsh. And we were able to go ahead and make that purchase. And I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of my word. I did miss out on Thuganomics. Trust me. If I had picked up Thuganomics, I was going to literally make a short with Word Life by John Cena. So you think you're untouchable. Word Life, spit crazy Thuganomics. You would have definitely got that full tilt in that short, and it was whether fighting or spitting. My intuition's unforgiving. Have you huddled up in a defensive position. You know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know, okay? So we were able to get that, and now we can finish the story and get this done. Boom, one left. Star frags acquired. Star fill for Tech Charlotte. It's the simple things. And I just want to show this to you because, look, at the end of the day, this is a game, but we can make moves that benefit us. That star frag, those star frags are going to help me out. Working on 6-star goals gives you a lot of points when you do the talent up. And she is at 6-star gold. So it makes sense. And alongside the other star fills I'm going to do, it's going to help me out. It's going to help me capitalize. But I'm literally grateful that I was able to go this far. Like you can see, all the things that I did get, they're already X'd out. So yes, the daily claim, the shards for Brutus. I see what they're doing there, because even with these shards, I already got them recruited, but that's giving you extra points for the super shard contest. So that's a constant win. That's a constant dub. It's helping you out in a multitude of ways. Got the backstage pass claim, obviously. We also had the backstage points right here. But we didn't spend any money, disposable income, any fiscal income. And we were able to get this far into this. We miss out on a couple more milestones, but we cleared out 19 out of 23 just from doing the tours, just by committing to the grind with the faction feud, just by doing the blitzes. And the blitzes could have gone either way. They could have dropped more points, and I probably could have got further ahead. I could have. But instead, I got a couple points, and I got some of those prize one medallions, which allowed me, I literally got enough of those medallions to make the moves that I genuinely wanted to make. The same thing can happen for you. RNG's RNG. I could have literally done all those blitz runs and got nothing but medallions. I could have done those blitz runs and got nothing but points. I got a little bit of both. And literally it was interesting because when I started doing the blitz runs, it literally started off with me getting nothing but points. And then when I got down to the last six or seven blitz runs, that's when the medallions started dropping. And when the medallions started dropping, my hope started flaring up even more than Ric Flair and Charlotte Flair in the same room. Woo! So then it just got to a point where I'm like, look, I'm getting closer and closer. 1 minute they're dropping three medallions. Then I'm getting one medallion. Then I'm getting another medallion. And next thing you know, I have enough medallions to do the initial moves that I wanted. And then on top of that, even in the darkest abyss, God's light shines bright. I always believe this. I believe in God. That's just me. I'm not here to be a Bible totem. That's not my thing. Like I said, my life is a testimony that many can relate to without me spitting a Bible verse at you or anything like that. In real life as well as in game. And through him, through God, all things are possible. Everything worked out because even beforehand, I was a little hesitant. I was like, look, by the end of this weekend, I'm going to walk away with Tiffany Stratton. I said that, and I had to believe in it. I had to speak it into existence. The same way things happen in real life. Hey, I'm going to become a general manager, and I'm going to earn that position. I'm going to get that position. I'm going to make that come up, and I'm never going to forget where I come from. And I'm not going to just change my life. I'm going to change those around me's lives as well. Okay, I get it. Some of y'all pull out the world's smallest violin, save it for someone who cares. But look, I spoke it into existence, and even at times where I felt like, man, I'm not going to make it, we made it. We were able to not just pick up Bret Hart, we were also able to recruit Tiffany Stratton. That is beast. Absolutely beast mode. We got it done. And what makes it even crazier is this. I was even able to pick up a moment thanks to the Showdown Shop. Sir Zoro was telling us, he said it in his video. He said, look, save up your Showdown coins. You can pick up some good stuff. I was able to finally get the Return of the American Nightmare. And it just so happens I was able to pick this up after watching some videos about how crazy Embrace the Vision Seth gets with this moment. Now, obviously, I'm missing the Dexter and Indy one, the couple moment, but maybe I'll find that one day. Maybe that's going to be on a midweek prize wall in the future, and we'll just have to dabble to partake and get it, as well as his other gears. But I do like Seth. I remember pulling him. I recruited him at, I believe, 5-star silver when he first initially debuted, just on a whim. Went and did some pulls at a family cookout, and lo and behold, boom, got him. And he had his gear. I was like, you can't make this up. So now we got this gear. We also have it with Cody. We got a moment for Tech Cody Rhodes. We have a moment for Striker Cody Rhodes. And we got a lot of characters on here to help that things work out. It is a monstrosity of a moment. So we were able to claim that early. But then most importantly, we were able to pick up both Bret Hart and Tiffany. Like, this is one of those moments where things fell into place. Now, obviously, with Bret is a great coach. I agree with what Lee said in his video. Bret Hart should have been the guy to introduce the super sub in the 6-star gold meta. Hands down, like when I think of submissions, there's only a handful of guys that make submissions like worthwhile and entertaining. Every time Bret hit that, every time Bret Hart hits the sharpshooter, everyone's like, it's over. Every time The Rock hits the sharpshooter, they're like, get that man out of the ring because he's not even sitting on him right. Like it's so loose, like the person could crawl out. But you know, Bret's one of those guys where I really felt I agree. The sharpshooter should have been the most busted. His sharpshooter should have been doing 5 million damage per turn or something. Like, it's Bret Hart. Like, there's only a handful of people. Like Bret Hart with the sharpshooter, Ric Flair with the figure four leg lock. And the crazy part is the figure four leg lock is made famous by Ric Flair, but there's only a handful of times where he's actually tapped people out with it. It's a very interesting situation with Ric Flair and that submission, let alone Ric Flair and his tights. If you know. Then of course, the one who will not be named, but I'm going to say it, because I grew up on him. I will not condone what he did, but when I was a kid, I loved Chris Benoit with the crossface, Chris Jericho with the Walls of Jericho, Undertaker with the Hell's Gate. Like, there are certain people who hit certain submissions. John Cena, the STFU. You know, there are certain people when they did submissions, it was like, okay, it is over. Even Taz, the Taz mission. Certain people, Mandible Claw with Mick Foley. I'm just thinking about people now that I'm really like sitting there and considering it. But the point is that Bret should have got the super sub, not Julius, but it is what it is. But he's still a great coach, and that's what I'm going to take him up for. He's literally going up for a coach. I'm going to take him up as far as I can. He's going to be a steady project. He's not a immediate project. No, we're not doing that. I'll probably take up striker Cody Rhodes first before I take up Bret Hart. That's just me because I pulled him at 6-star silver anyway. He could be a long-term project. He could be literally one person that I work on during a talent up and just clean it all out just by working on him alone. So Bret's there. We're going to utilize him. He's definitely easily going to go on my showboat Charlotte Flair. That's how I see it. Zombie Gunther literally sits on Vader. He's going to probably more than likely sit on Charlotte Flair. That's just me personally. That's me. Or if I feel like getting into some crazy shenanigans, we might do some stuff with Mosh. One day we might have Sensational Sherry, and we'll run her, Zombie Gunther, and Bret, and we'll just go to town about it. But aside from him, to pick up and get Tiffany, you know, that triple blue's looking really good. We did not get the timeless fashion. We did not get that silver skill plate. That is absolutely apex. We didn't, but we're going to be able to knock out a tour with her. We're definitely going to get those resources there because I am running very, very low on some blue TP, and she's going to allow me to get some more. Why, thank you, Tiffy, because it is that time. And just like Bret, great trainer ability. Definitely going to take her up for that. Hands down. Not just for Ozzy, but for other Trap Gem users, because I use a lot of Trap Gem. Like her and Ricky Steamboat are going to be a match made in heaven or hell, depending on your perspective, especially on someone like Cora Jade. Woo, that is going to be deadly. That's going to be dangerous. I just thought about that myself. We got a future gameplay idea to think about and consider. But in the end, this video is an ode to just working hard, and whether you're free to play, whether you pay here and there, or you're full tilt whale, you get in, you get out what you put in. I sacrificed hours to stay up with my faction mates to get things done, and I still went to work later on. It's still the same thing. I had it in my mind that I wanted to get Bret. It looked a little discouraging. Sometimes it can be like that, especially in a gacha game, right? But put in the work. The drops started happening, and we were able to make it happen. And due to us doing those blitzes, not only were we able to pick up the medallions to get Bret, we were also able to get enough shards to recruit Tiffy time. And by doing that, as you saw when I went to the loot banner, I have 2 coins now that are going towards that guaranteed 6-star gold loot We're going to do a full 3 pull. I've never done that. I have not done that. I literally got lucky with 1 pull, and I was able to get 6-star gold Tech Gunther off a single pull. And that was during the initial 6-star gold meta MLC with Rex Regum. So we're going to see what happens. Whether either we're going to get a fuse, or maybe we get blessed with somebody new that's going to change the account forever. But regardless of what kind of player you are, if you put in the work, if you pick your spots and you shoot your shot, you will get to where you need to get to. I expected to just walk away with Tiffany. Then when I saw that Brett was available, I had it in my mind. I would like to pick up Brett. And then the everything fell into place for me to go ahead and pick up both of them. So I'm grateful for that. And then on top of that, like I said, we now have the shards. We got the shards, and we got the star to fill in for Charlotte Flair to take her up even further. So now her green gems are going to be hitting above 60K. And her blue gems are going to be hitting above 50K. Let alone once we get a nice setup, a good old setup for Fury, maybe 100% move damage and maybe 100% move damage trap, and then we'll just do some double Fury 2s. Do some double Fury 2s that focus in on damage there, whether it be green or blue. So more than likely we'll go with green. Obviously. That makes all the more sense there. Now that I think about it and I'm speaking out loud. Beefing up that green damage, able to cycle, hopefully don't cascade, load up again. That's going to be the look. That is going to be the look, because this is how I'm running her with Razor. Ozzy's going to go up, so them gems are going to get hit even harder. Then I got Hall of Fame DDP as well. He'll help out with 30%, and then Lawler. That's going to be an easy clap, y'all. Head scissors takedown, beef up the gem damage for the green gem damage. Put down the pyro gems. Then we hit the spear. We hit the first one. We don't select an area. We hit the next one to get the blue, load it up again, the head scissors, and then we go in and we just destroy everything. So everything worked out this weekend, and that's life sometimes. You can't always get what you want, but if you try, sometimes you get what you need. And that's exactly what happened. And that's one of those things where I give props to champions. I remember the old days. I remember gone are the days where Shobo Andre was a god in this game. Gone are the days where next big thing Brock, AJ Styles the Phenomenal One, Bray Wyatt the Eater of Worlds, the Undisputed Future Seth Rollins were gods amongst insects within this game. Gone are the days of the Halloween, the candy bags, pulling in for those, praying for a miracle, hoping to pray to pull somebody good out of them. Hoping that one of these pulls wouldn't be shards of somebody or a copy of a character you already got. Hoping that maybe, just maybe, you get Zombie Z Austin. There's been so much growth in this game. And it's like, look, now I have to say, this is one of the best times to be a Champions player. This is one of the best times to hop into the game. You don't know what oopsies might happen. You don't know what new characters are around the corner. But as long as you try, that is all that matters. Leave nothing on the table. That is basically the premise of this video. Leave nothing on the table. Table. Lego. So look, at the end of the day, this was an exciting roller coaster of a weekend. Came in with a vision, and then the vision, I embraced it, and then the vision became a reality. Walked away with 2 new characters that I didn't have to pull for on this weekend's loot banner. And 2 characters that helped me so much when it comes to my entourage. No regrets. No regrets at all. Technically cost me nothing. More proof as to why the Universal Champions Club is worth it for the long term, especially with all the new drops that they got available for it, the discounted prices now for the superstars. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck without having to spend that much, realistically. And if you stick with it long enough, There's people who've literally got this prestige pass, and I believe I believe Rusty and Lee said someone pulled 6-star silver Tiffany Stratton off of one of those free claim pulls, and now they're bringing in these exclusive drops, and that's something that lasts the entire month. So that is something to really consider and think about. But inevitably, we were able to go further than I had expected. I was just aiming to hit the vinyl, do enough work, clear out enough tours where I can just get the vinyl. Get the vinyl so I can get closer and closer to at least a 6-star rarity fuse of Ozzy Osbourne, Prince of Darkness. That was literally the aim. That was literally the mission. That was the goal. We got that, we surpassed that, and we walked away with a whole lot more than expected. So the same goes for y'all too. I get it. It is a lot easier to complain than to just buckle down and enjoy the game for what it is. A game. It's easy to say, oh, well, I don't spend money. The whales, of course, you're going to get this. There are plenty of free-to-play champion players that dominate and go harder than the people that spend money. I want y'all to think about that. There's people who are out there who have promoters and don't use promoters. There's people out there that are sitting on God tier and goddess tier husbandos and waifus and don't even have them leveled up and don't even care to level them up. And they're still going to come back around and be like, are they any good? If you have a vision, if you are willing to put in the work, if you are willing to commit to the plan, to the purpose, your dreams will become a reality. They will be fulfilled. And not only just in game, but in real life too. Hard work gets results. And it doesn't need a giant spotlight on it to get to be felt. Because it doesn't just benefit you, it benefits those. The same way I go hard in real life for my family and my loved ones, the same way I go hard in this game for my faction mates and my loved ones, because they're my brothers and my sisters, right? It's the same concept. We're a big family. I want to see all of you win, and I don't want you to get discouraged because you're saying, oh, I couldn't do this tour because I don't have someone strong. It's like, look, that's what +4 MP is all about. That's what super subbing and spamming the board is all about. There are ways to make the impossible possible. You just got to be willing to try it. And you don't even need all the god tier units or entourages to make results. We literally beat Hell Mode with new Face of Fear Bray Wyatt. Put a couple levels in him. Got the $10 pass. But the point is, he isn't no Brutus the Barber Beefcake, but he definitely put in work and got the job done. The same concept happens with this game too. For the longest time when I used to play this game, I used to dread logging into it because I really felt like I was hitting a wall. Or every time that I got ahead, the meta shifted. Every time I thought I had a good showboat, a new, better showboat showed up. Then it got to a point where it's like, you know what? Let me just take a good look at my roster and see what I can do. And thankfully, I started making certain moves that allowed me the opportunity to get to where I did this past weekend. And I want y'all to know that too. Rome was not built in a day, but it sure as heck burnt in one. You understand me? Put in the work. There are wise men in all factions. There are people that are ready to help you. You just have to ask. And if you don't want to be singled out, because I know there are always going to be trolls and factions too, you can always contact your leader or your co-leader or an enforcer or an officer. They are there to help you. You can literally pull them to the side and be like, hey, can you take a look at my roster real quick? What can I do to make this better? How can I not only further my progress, but help the faction further their progress? And there are people literally sitting on knowledge and they want to help you. There's going to be that person that might look at you and be like, first and foremost, you need to get your MP trainers up. You need your gem, your gem destruction. Maybe look into your gem damage and your move damage people. See who your go-to characters are going to be on the husbando and waifu side. Do you got a representative for all 6 classes? Where are your errors sitting at? Where are you the most strong? How are your Hall of Fames looking like? Have you started working on your promoters? There is somebody out there. There is always going to be someone within your faction that is going to be willing to help you. You just got to ask. The worst question is the one that's not asked. And I get it. There is a certain point where certain things are like, hey, don't ask a rhetorical question. Because again, if you really like the game, you're staying on top of things with videos, you're keeping up to snuff whenever official content creator drops the gems on you, whether it's covering a blog, whether it's gameplay for a new upcoming character, or there's always something so you can be in the know. So save yourself that embarrassment by doing the knowledge. It's sad to say, but there's more grown adults playing this game than there are little kids and teenagers. There's still some out there and some young adults too, but reality of it is, looking at the demographic for this game, there are a lot of full-fledged adults in their late 30s, 40s, up and onward, than there are those in their late or early teens, in their early 20s or mid-20s. It doesn't hurt to ask a question, whether it's in the roster help section or just pulling someone aside, your leader, your co-leader, anybody, and asking them, hey, what should I do with my roster? Who looks like someone that I should invest in? What entourage-wise, how am I looking? What do I need to take care of? And someone will give you that information. And regardless of how much you put into the game, even if you don't put nothing in there at all, you can get there. There are plenty of people that I have come across in my many years of playing Champions that don't spend a single dime on this game, and they dominate. They dominate the contest. They pick their spots. They know their strengths. They understand their weaknesses. But where they're weak, someone else in the faction picks up the slack. That's what it's about. It's a team situation just as much. You improving your roster is no different from you being a member of an NBA or NFL team. You are building up by you improving your roster, you are building up your overall so you can contribute to the team's opportunities at winning the Super Bowl or making it to the NBA Finals and competing and completing the sweep. It's there. You just have to utilize it. And I get it. I know this video is going longer than it needs to be, but just understand this story, like this weekend, was a Cody Rhodes short, sweet, and brief. This was me finishing the story. I wanted Brett. I wanted Tiffany. I got Brett. I got Tiffany. And I didn't have to spend any money. Yes, my roster might be a little broader, but there's people out there who have a bigger roster than me. And maybe they didn't have the time. Maybe they missed out on opportunity. Maybe family things came up and they missed out, and now they got to wait for another chance. I'm grateful that I got to finish my story. I'm grateful that I was able to get what I needed to, and I stuck to it. I was able to say, screw you, FOMO, this weekend. I am good. I am happy with my tech rock. I am happy with my tech CM Punk, who put in some amazing work this past weekend in the fuse. I am grateful for my tech Charlotte. I don't need Julius right now. If I get him later on, cool. I look at his ability. It's all right. It's all right. But at the same time, it's not the end of the world if I miss out on him. It isn't. The same thing with Cody. I'm good. I'm grateful for my Rock and Roman. I'm grateful for my Zombie Liv. I'm happy with my Hall of Fame Undertaker. If I get Cody later on down the road, cool. If I get Zombie Cody later on down the road, that's great. If I pull Steve Austin, that would be amazing. But I am grateful and I'm thankful for what I have because they have gotten me this far. The roster that you have today helps you earn the roster of tomorrow. And always remember that. It's the champions that you're using the most now that are going to get you closer to the champions that you're going to use and benefit you later on down the line. So everyone has their purpose. There are champions that I still have mad love and respect for, even though they're retired, because they got me through the 3-star meta. They pulled me through the 4 stars. They got me through the 5 stars. And the same's going to happen now when 7 stars come around. There's going to be people that are going to be near and dear to my heart in the 6 stars that may never see 7 star, but I'm going to think about whenever I look at Io, I'm going to be grateful. She serves her purpose. There's times where I dust off a character There might be some times where I dust off someone like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg held it down for me for a long time. Mem Rock did his thing. RVD did his thing for me. Judgment Finn. Even Tech Roman Reigns. Everybody has a story in WWE Champions. We don't know when this story is going to end. But when that time comes, we better make sure that we finish it. Whether you're free to play, a dolphin, or a whale. Pick your spots. Have a vision. Understand that even if it seems like you lost, you still win in the end. You don't have to walk away empty-handed. You don't always got to spend on everything to get what you want. Depending on what you invested in, depending on who you worked on, you were able to get through it. And that's how I'm going to wrap up this video, because I'm just going to show you something real quick. Because these are the people that helped me clear out everything. Got Ludwig Kaiser running the Triple Black, and we were able to get through. it. I get it. Some of the entourages are different. Not everyone has legend powerhouse Hulk Hogan. A lot of people don't have a Zombie Liv, but I did, and that helped me out with a lot of things. It did. It helped me out with damage and everything. And I literally had them on him, and I wasn't even using the mobile gems. So fancy that. But he got it done for me. He was my 6-star that was holding it down while I was getting all these other characters done. Miz is Miz. Y'all already know what's going on if you ran up against the Miz. But you even saw my video. You saw my feuding around finding out. He won one, and he lost one before he won one. RNG's RNG. The best characters can be beat even by a tier lower. Remember, the tiers are the rarity of shards. So it could play into how powerful they are, but ultimately it's the rarity of the shards in a sense too. It's a duality thing there. So look, even the best champions can get got, and that's what makes the game exciting. We used him. Then who else? We'll look him up real quick. We used Braun Breaker. Beat them at their best. We're sitting on a 6-star bronze fuse of this man. Sitting on plenty of shards of him. Did what we needed to do when it came to the feud. Did the 5-star bronze. Handled business. Then we used Otis. Otis right here. Alpha Academy Otis. Boom. Did what we needed to do. Got the job done. You know what I mean? So, and then of course, when it comes to certain people, we had The Rock. Of course, I was going to run my boy The Rock to get the striker stuff done. But they were also Raw cover, and he just came to mind too. Honorary Uce, Sami Zayn, 5-star bronze. Did not buy the pack. Did not buy him to take him to 5-star gold. Did not opt to take him up over Miz. Did not buy the 6-star bronze pack with the Sheiky baby plate. Did not. And I was still able to go the distance. So that's one of those things I just want y'all to see. Literally, if I can do it, you can do it. That's just proof in the pudding. Yeah, I invest disposable income into this game, but I'm not welling out like Gear-san does. I'm not that G. I'm not him. I'm not Sir Zorro. But I'm showing you what you can do if you spend a little, you play a little, and you think a little. We were able to achieve that with these characters. Didn't even have to put any real levels into any of these people. They are literally sitting at where they were sitting at. That's it. And we were able to knock out the requirements. So I'm just showing you that these things are possible. But with that being said, y'all, hey, yo, hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but champions do. Mad love and respect to each and every single one of you, of my beloved Champions fam. I hope that you liked this video, and if you did, please make sure to like it. If you really enjoyed it, please share it with a friend, family, or anybody who's curious about WWE Champions. And most importantly, if you really rocking with me and you want to see what happens next, please do yourself a favor by not only turning on the notifications by hitting that bell, but subscribe to the channel and see what's coming next from yours truly, the bad guy of WWE Champions, Zeke 4-0, the most electrifying content creator in WWE Champions Entertainment. I love you all, I respect you all, and I'm praying for you all tenfold. This was definitely not short, sweet, and brief, but I also felt that it was on my heart to go ahead and release this video because it was needed. It was definitely necessary just to break things down, and also just to let you know you can do it. You gotta pick your spots. These prize walls can be a benefit to you. This weekend content can be a benefit to you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. The concept of these blitzes on Sundays definitely make a difference. They definitely can help you out because it allows you to get more chances at more resources. It's not the tour, like they sometimes we'll get an additional tour on Sundays and other times we get the blitz, but either or, it serves its purpose. It allows you to get more chances at more milestones, and you have chances to pick up things when it comes to that weekend's prize wall. So that is something to really look forward to and utilize to your advantage to get you further ahead instead of behind. So let me know in the comments below. Did you strike gold on the loot? How many medallions were you able to get? How far were you able to get when it came to the milestones for the solo contest? How far, what did you score in the feuds when everything was said and done? And one of the broskies, I do not want to chop up his name, but he mentioned in a comment of one of my videos, or one of my shorts. He said, look, I don't even have a 6-star and I was able to grind out and get 80 million. So that's letting you know, like, to some people, 80 million might not be a lot, but for him to do that without a 6-star, kudos to him. It is possible. You just got to be willing to put in the work. And obviously every faction's different when it comes to requirements and what you want to hit. But like I said, whenever I do content, if I've got the availability to do it, I'm not leaving nothing on the table. I am not going to be the person that my leaders are looking at me and they're like, well, why didn't you put up anything? I'm going to give it my all. When everyone is asleep, I will be awake like Batman. I will hold it down until I pass out with my phone in my hand. And when I wake up, it's going to be on 100%, and we're going to get right back into it. No way, Jose. So just understand that you have the potential to make it. It might take a little longer depending on where your roster is, but you also have the opportunities there. Champions has become very, very free-to-play friendly and considerate with the MLC free-to-play champions we get. Also considering the certain rewards and benefits and bonuses that we get from the portal, as well as different like surprise contests and week surprises that they like to do too. So that is just something to consider, and keep in mind that you have a vision. If you want a certain character, you can make it happen, whether it costs you money or it doesn't cost you a thing. And if it doesn't cost you a thing, just understand the grind that's going to come with it, the commitment. And again, your time is your greatest asset. You can always make money, but you can't get your time back. So more reason to incentivize you to work on your different promoters of different content so you can be able to get more bang for your buck each time that you go into a queue, each time that you lock it down in Showdown, each time you throw down in Fuse, do what you need to do in Flashes, as well as take care of the faction boss and your stipulations. There is a promoter for everything, and they are characters that are in the game that are absolutely free. They don't cost you anything, and they normally, when new ones come out, they have opportunities, and they still do from here and there a shot to pick up new ones, so you don't have to go too crazy about trying to find them and recruit them. So just keep that in mind and consider that. But that is the video, y'all. Just have a plan. Have a game plan with every weekend contest. Check out the prize wall. Look at how far you're willing to go into it. See how far that you're probably, do the math on it. See how far you're able to make it without you spending money. Do the math on loopholes, on how many you would have to do to hit bonus loot points and milestone points. Pardon me. Also consider the fact of bonus superstars, who you have. And again, sometimes the blog is available to give you the month-long stretch, letting you know what characters that you're going to have to consider working up. Take those into consideration when you're doing your prep up talent ups, let alone your heavy hitter moves or promoter or entourage moves and builds. So you can be ahead of the game and not behind it. But yeah, this is probably one of my longest videos since coming back to this, but I'm glad that I'm able to say this. And that's it, y'all. Be on the lookout for the Tiffy Time Tour. We are going to recruit her. We are going to do as much as we can so we can get through and get as many resources as we can. We'll probably knock out everything on normal and hard mode first, and then we will double down and we will go ahead and take care of her to do what we need to do and figure out what build I can appropriately run, because TP is a thing, y'all. TP is a thing. What we need to do in order to hit up the hell mode resources and hopefully get that cleared. I'm not worried about 3-starring it. I just want to survive it and get through it and do it. The plus 99 MP is going to allow me to do a lot more crazy shenanigans, but inevitably, plus we have a 40% gem defense ultimate strap for her. But other than that, stay tuned. Until next time, y'all. Every time I think that I'm done, I keep on going. But ultimately, hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Hopefully you take away from this that you can make things happen. Things can turn around. You just got to commit to the grind if you need to. And even if you invest money, you still got to put in the work. So until next time, y'all, best of luck to each and every single one of you. Hopefully you pulled something good off the loot. Hopefully you're able to get as far as you could in the contest and get that vinyl record. But until next time, stay tuned for future content from your boy, the bad guy. Hey, yo.